name up in my songs. Might not fuck with you tomorrow. Can get my feelings hurt today. I won't get
this job. Let me find out. As you they told me about you yesterday.
You could have been drunk earlier. I don't know this man. And you're playing with my spinal cord. That's crazy. He had to do it twice because he fucked up the first time. I had a doula. Some shit in doula can't stop. Like this nigga having to do the epidural twice because, you know. I definitely had to do it. She was Brazilian. A white Brazilian, but Brazilian nonetheless, and it was great. She appreciated my musical tastes. But they gave me the drugs when she went home to sleep, because she labored with me the whole time, except at one point I was like, I'm about to go to sleep. So, and this, I didn't know any better, or I would have said, can I take a nap and then you can leave, you know? But I was about to sleep, so I figured, you take a break, go home, shower, like, you know what I mean? Go get your life, like, chill. And while she was gone, I got drugs. Anesthesiologists do be the main ones. I can't say that as a fact, but I be hearing a lot that it's them who be at work smacked. I think having a doula sends a signal to the medical professionals that we ain't just going for anything. I don't believe that. I think that that may be true in some cases, but I think in other cases, people think, how do I put this? Because okay, watch this. So I've had situations where I've been talking to doctors, even now, right? Like I don't have a doula now or whatever, but I have a specialist because of all the shit, who does my ultrasounds. She's cool as fuck. Love her to death. She was like, I said something like, okay, well, how do you feel about soursop during pregnancy? You know what I mean? And she was like, what's that? And I was like, oh, fuck. All right. So I had to teach my fucking doctor, this woman who's been to school for a multitude of years, for a specific thing though, about herbs, and healings and what they do medicinally. Do you understand? That's terrifying for somebody like me. But the problem I have is the medical industry, some doctors acknowledge it. Some doctors go, yeah, that's true. All right, cool, whatever. If but be careful, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And then other doctors are like, yeah, but there's no truth to that. What do you mean there's no truth to that? Yes, there is. There's a shitload of evidence because there are actual scientists doing experiments on a regular basis. I read these peer-reviewed articles about the advancements in most of your stupid fucking on the market pharmaceutical drugs are based off of plant properties. Are you dumb? How are you a doctor and you're dumb, bro? How are you a doctor and you're dumb? Let me tell you something. You fucktard can graduate from high school with a C average. All you gotta do is repeat the shit in the books. And look at our standards today in the education system. No, I don't trust most doctors. That's why I'm very funny. I'm very funny about, it is a known fact that soursop heals. This doctor I fuck with, though, because she didn't discredit me at all. She just said, oh, I don't know. I'm going to look that up. I fucks with that. I can fuck with that further than, well, there's no basis there's no medical base. Yes, the fuck there is. I'll have you, I can move now. Hold on, while I can move. Wait, hold on. Nope, we lied. Damn. Cried so bad I grabbed the nurse and she told him to stop. She knew something was wrong because I was grabbing her so hard. Briana sort of know that. However, nowadays, professionals in every field are on something. It's not even just that they're on something. It's that they don't realize. Oh. Yep, here we go. It's going to be one of the... Well, we're already up. We won't be walking today. That sucks. That sucks. That really sucks. Fuck. Oh. Okay. I can't. can't reach my water now. And this is why I said I need someone. And this nigga took that shit as... Actually, that was his own guilt, now that I think about it, because he assumed I meant another nigga. That's his own guilt. That means you know you ain't doing shit. That has nothing to do with me. I'm tired. I'm not making no excuses for it. Is it NHI? Oh, no, that's the name of your school, fool. There it is. This website right here. I don't know about this website. Exactly. Hold on. Who are you talking to? Foster said, God created natural medicines before all this government medicine was created. I prefer natural remedies. It's not even government medicine. That's the crazy part. It's not even government medicine. The medical industry is all of its own. I tell people this all the time, but the first witch burned at the stake in Salem witch trials was a Guyanese woman, by the way. And they called you a witch if you delved or dabbled in the healing arts from plants and whatnot. If you could make a medicine, a poison, a poultice, any of those things, you were deemed a witch because you were now taking away from the white man. Or, excuse me, from the man and who wanted to be the healer. But if you really pay attention, doctors are doctors of medicine. They're not healers at all. They're not looking to heal you. They're prescribing you. They literally go through their books. They memorize what this looks like, what that looks like, and slap a medication on you. So anyway, this website right here, normally .gov throws me off, but the reason I like this is if you want to learn anything about anything, right, as it pertains to medicine and whatnot, you got to read, though. You can't just think it's going to give you the answers. You have to do your research. Oh, shit. Wait, what am I doing? Oops. All kinds of shit you can read here. PubMed, by the way, this is where I really like to be. The National Library of Medicine. Okay. I thought that was going to just, like, take me straight there on the other site. So this is where we are now. PubMed. Googled soursop. Huh. Pharmacological activities of soursop. What? 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 All kinds of shit. And semen quality of rabbit bucks? People just be doing experiments and shit. It's good to read, though, right? And you take away your knowledge. But you gotta really, really read. And if you don't understand what you're reading, you better get to Googling and looking this shit up. You have to be an avid reader, though. That's the problem. Some of y'all want your information served in the microwave type of setting where they just get straight to the point. You learn so much more. Then this is what I like, too. Your references, right? See all cited by sources so you can figure out where the information's coming from for real and determine on your own. There's another way. Hold on, I can't think about it right now. My brain hurts. I'm just showing you shit. Feel free to go look at it on your own, you feel me? Oh, that's crazy. I've never done that before. I didn't know what that meant. Now we know. Try some shit. Some new shit. I like this site, though, because they don't just allow... It's not like Wikipedia. Just anybody can just post some shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I got distracted. That looks like a good read. In another life, like with proper parenting, I would have been a scientist. I didn't know I was into science, though, because how would I have known? I am so sorry. I just got distracted. I love this website so much. Ooh. You know what's a really good read? Everybody has cannabinoid receptors in their body, by the way. Wild times. I learned a lot. No, my point though is when I started talking to doctors, okay, perfect example. When the doctor told me at the hospital that I had, not this hospital yesterday, but a couple years ago, told me that I had gallstones, right? He was like, yeah, you're going to have to get them removed surgically. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure there's some other way to handle that. Like, what's the cause? He was like, well, there's plenty of causes. Nigga, what? This is how I know you're not a healer and you have no desire to resolve the issue whatsoever. I literally said, what's the cause? You said, I don't know. It could be anything. You should probably talk to your regular doctor. What do you mean it could be anything? Why don't you narrow it the fuck down a little bit for me? What are the most common causes? Never mind. So I Googled while the nigga's talking about how I need to make an appointment with the surgeon right away to get my gallbladder removed. And I figured out what the fucking causes were as we were sitting there. Because guess what baby looked up? That fucking website and learned a whole lot immediately. And before the nigga could walk away, I was like, well, how come we haven't tried blah, 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 blah. He was like, well, you're going to need to talk to your regular doctor about that, but I guarantee you they're going to want to cut it out. I said, okay. Ask me why I still have my gallbladder. Ask me why as many ultrasounds as I've been getting recently, especially due to all the pains and whatnot. I literally had one of those super thorough, it was like an hour-long ultrasound where they looked at every one of my fucking body parts to try to figure out where the pain was coming from and said, well, you don't have gallstones. I said, what you mean? I don't? And they were like, no. And I was like, bullshit. And you know you can get a copy of your shit, right? At the hospital. I be asking, I want to see it. Show it to me. Give it to me. I actually have a brain scan on a disc in storage. And then my gallstones on disc in storage too. Because fuck y'all. Show me. I want to see it too. You're supposed to be responsible for your own fucking healing journey. So if you don't know what's going on with your body, how do you expect these weird niggas who only read a book? They don't know what you feel. They're not experiencing what you're experiencing. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, the gallstones are gone now. And what I did was a concoction of motherfucking herbs. In fact, I was on live most of the time while doing it. And y'all used to be like, what's in your drink? What's in your drink? And I'd be like, it's just vitamins and shit. That's what the fuck I was doing. Sipping water with a cocktail of vitamins. No gallstones. Don't ask me what I did. It works for me. You figure out what works for you. You know what I did? I studied. Yo, literally, Mo. Your situation's obviously a little more difficult, being that it's more rare. You know what I mean? But with common shit, there should be no excuse. Listen, surgeons went to school to become surgeons because they like cutting shit open. I don't know about you, but I don't really want to be around the nigga that likes cutting people open, who finds that fun. Jeffrey Dahmer liked cutting people up too, right? Wasn't that him? He also liked eating their dicks for dessert. Thin line between genius and insanity. I don't know. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Because, what? That nigga's immediate go-to was cut it out. No, because do you realize that your life is forever changed without your gallbladder? Well, we don't really need it. Yes, you do. If you want to eat food with flavor ever, I told the bitch, as soon as I got to the hospital and I described the pain, this white lady gonna look at me, the intake nurse gonna look at me and say, it wasn't PubMed.gov, but It was okay. I'll show you the website one more time. The lady gonna look at me and be like, "Oh, I just love telling people of color." What did she say? I love telling people of color that their diets are forever changing. You're gonna have to eat plain chicken like me. I was like, bitch, I'll die before I eat plain chicken. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. She was like, I'm serious. You're not going to be able to have any spice that you like and blah, 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 blah. And aren't you West Indian? Oh, yeah, you won't be eating any of that anymore. This is the website, honey. Or just go to nhi.gov and then click on PubMed. I said NHI. I'm sorry, NIH. No one wants Caucasian chicken. And that's why I said fuck this and put together a bunch of herbs. And now my chicken's just as spicy as I like it. With that said, also, did you know that people have been using cayenne pepper for years to increase their blood flow and clean their blood flow, not unlike ginger and other peppers and whatnot? That's why when doctors say things like, "You'll never have this again," I used to be like, "Fuck doctors, I don't believe in doctors, blah, 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 blah." I was incorrect in that statement, okay? I was correct that I don't believe them most of the time, but I'm not saying fuck doctors. What I'm gonna say is we need to make more doctors, but of color. We don't have enough black doctors. We don't have enough black professors. We don't have enough black scientists. We don't have enough of anything because we steer our kids towards money. That's crazy. You want your daughter shaking ass on the stage because she can sing for money. You know what she could do? She could sing in church or wherever else. She could sing at a birthday party, but the bitch could be out here curing cancer. The woman who cured cancer with lasers was a black woman, and they didn't tell nobody. And I do believe a black child just came up with some other cancer cure or something or other. I can't remember actually because I decided to stop. I just don't even feel. Also, the things that people of color and indigenous folks have been doing for time to keep themselves as healthy as possible. I'm not saying that every person did it. I'm saying it's known within our communities like lemon and cayenne. I don't know about y'all, but I've been getting them shit since I was a child. Honey. You should look up what honey actually does, by the way. It's just all right, we can't speak English today. But like fuck midwives, bitch, we need doctors. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. Fuck midwives. Let me explain what I mean. If you want to be a midwife, fine. But listen I am so glad that you're going to be a midwife. But here's what my thing is. We need doctors. My midwife can't do shit for you when shit goes wrong. I know this because I asked her. She can't do shit when shit goes wrong. She'd be like, I can't even tell you that. You have to talk to the doctor. Then what the fuck? My face. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't want to talk to you. Not in my personal pregnancy. If everything was fine, cool. Midwife, perfect. Everything ain't fine. Cool, give me the degree, the medical degree, the PhD. I was trying to say analgesic. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being highly intelligent and understanding and helping me perform that word because my tongue said no. So we need more doctors. Like I said, we need more black doctors. I actually want a doctorate. I ain't gonna hold you. I can't afford it. But here's the deal. I think that if we really honestly came together as a community and recognized that we need let me explain. When I say we need more doctors, I mean we need more doctors who understand the ancient ways too, the ways of our ancestors and whatnot. Another thing, just real quick, gonna throw this out there. A lot of the reason our practices were banned and ridiculed and deemed bullshit, jargon, or ineffective was because we were killing people. Not more. I can't. Let me whip up a little something to put in Master's food. Witch burner. You get what I'm saying? those ways were banned. You were beaten, you were tortured. They actually used to put spiked, like these contraptions in women's mouths with spikes all over them. So if you moved your tongue, it would get lacerated because they didn't want you speaking, because we're really powerful people. You feel me? Even if you don't believe in the mysticism of it all, like the whole, like, you know what I mean? I got the power of my ancestors and I speak things into fruition. Even if you don't believe in that, go study quantum physics. There's science now backing these things, by the way. It's vibrations. Science now backs these things, by the way. So we need more doctors. We need doctors whose great grandma grew up in South Carolina, you know what I mean, playing with all the herbs and shit. Somebody of Geechee descent who understands how herbs work and goes, this medicine, I don't like this one for you because with your specific situation, yada, 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 yada. So I only like to prescribe this in a worst case scenario. Let's try this first. Let's actually make more healers who have the science background as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Naturalize what they say is witch doctors, holistic doctors, herbal doctors, and analgesic. What? They label it as DIY, but it needs to be brought to the real table. Okay, first and foremost, DIY is bullshit. Because DIY is cute. Like, DIY is not always... It's cute. It's real cute. DIY is like, oh my god, so I put this together and yada, 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 yada. Don't get me wrong, I do a lot of shit. But I also understand that when you make medicine, it ain't... I boiled this, that, and the third today, and it's working. These tinctures take time to extract, but I study. I actually teach a fucking class when I'm not, homeless, pregnant, and losing my fucking mind because I'm being abused by my baby daddy. I teach a class on these things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm self-taught. Decades. Naturopaths are cool. Y'all missing my point. We need more doctors. We need shit. If you're not paying attention, literally this new bout of presidency, let's just call it that before I get kicked off the internet, is literally showing you who the fuck people are and where they've been all the time. They're firefighters, they're police officers, they're nurses, they're doctors, they're the motherfucking... They're the hiring manager, they're the head of HR. They're everybody, they're everywhere. And they hide. Until recently, now they're outside. And they don't like you. They don't like your black ass. They don't know why. But they know that they believe you're less than them. You're not a real person. You don't deserve the same health care they deserve. You don't deserve anything because you're just a fucking criminal who's going to go steal instead of get a job. Do you understand how delulu you have to be to not realize that you've created this? I literally heard someone say the other day, if they wanted better, they would just work harder. You mean like how West Indians worked so hard that researchers did super post-death autopsies and shit and realized that motherfuckers' tendons were detaching themselves? They literally work. You know that phrase, worked myself to the bone? Nah, West Indian slaves literally were working themselves to the bone. Like cartilage was just fucking disappearing left and right. Ligaments were being torn off and they was still going to work. Nigga got one arm and cutting down 16 trees and shit and picking cotton and whatnot. Like literally... The idea that black people are lazy is insane, and it was propaganda, and it was perpetrated, and then motherfuckers who don't know themselves fell into that. Also, there's a real big issue with mental health amongst the black community, and let me just put this out there for thought. Every trauma survivor suffers from some sort of mental illness. Every trauma survivor suffers from and or has experienced or is experiencing some mental health issue. Be it full-blown disease, crisis, etc. There are no black people in this country who are not suffering from trauma. Again, there are ain't no with no trauma in America. Let me ask you something. When you see the police, do you tense a little bit? Do you tense up a little bit? Maybe this new generation, I don't know, these might not even be alive for real. But I'm fully licensed, insured. I ain't got no warrants, no felonies. I'm not on parole, probation, or nothing. I see the police and be like, that's trauma. Also, did you know trauma can be passed down through DNA? Ain't no this country from this country or the from the Americas. Let me say that. Ain't no us from the Americas that doesn't have trauma. Therefore, the mental health crisis amongst black people is high. But we don't have enough doctors of any kind. You know what further exacerbates that trauma? Even if you didn't have your own experience with the cops, what do you see on TV all the time? Everywhere. How many black folks died this year? How many black folks you saw get railroaded this year? I don't know about y'all, but old boy who ran down a cop, or excuse me, a sheriff's deputy or whatever he did, as an act of vengeance for his son who was brutally murdered, shot in the back 5 times with no weapon by the police. Now, was his son committing a crime when he died? We don't actually know because he wasn't given a fair trial. Let's talk about this real quick. Let's really talk about this real quick. I forgot that I can't. I have to pee so bad and the toilet's really far away. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, that's okay. If I walk like this, it's actually easier. Oh, no, it's not. Wait a minute. Come on, innovation. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome.
All right, welcome back, y'all. I know this is usually in front of the video before the video start, but InShot is all over the place, so it's making me put it at the end of the video. So we're gonna do all that. Again, sorry for all the sound noises and stuff. Briana was cursing a lot. But I also just figured out in the mix of editing the whole video that, well, not figured out, is more like, well, I wouldn't say it's common sense, because a lot of people, it depends, but I don't know. I'm just thinking like y'all gonna notice towards the end of the video. Well, you're already at the end, but I start just cutting the clip like that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do from now on for everybody. Because, well, it's not even everybody for real, because I'm trying to think, like, I don't really think everybody be cussing like that though. Like, I think they be cussing, but it don't be like bad. Like, I don't know, cause YouTube is like, they particular, like, if you throwing them out there, it's a dub. But if it's like every once in a while, I think that's when they like sneak the ads and stuff in there. But anyway, I'm at work, y'all. I'm about to go home. Probably about to go in an hour. I'm going to go home, probably go to sleep. I'm going to review all of this for y'all. So you got what I'm saying, and meet guidelines or whatever. But yeah, Sunday night. I know that for all the returning viewers, the people who, whatever, the whole baddies thing that I guess I'm gonna do both of them tonight. I don't know, that shit probably gonna drain my soul, my energy, my everything. My energy already done from work, done. But I didn't even do that. I ain't even do nothing. I just wanna be in my fucking bed. Like, I can't. I really can't. Like, I really just wanna be in my bed. But that happened. Well, not that happened. All right, let's get to the Briana thing. Let's talk about the black medicine and the doctors and how we need more. Because she was basically saying doctors are meant to like prescribe you meds. They're not actually meant to heal you. And I get that too. And I feel that way too. For real, because it's a lot of stuff. Like, they tell you all this stuff to do all this stuff you need to do to lose weight. But honestly, if you go inside your like, not your kitchen, but if you go inside your house and like put some detox and stuff together, boom, boom, boom. I remember I ate oatmeal for 30 days. I lost like 40 pounds. A lot of you not, but people always say you can lose weight in this amount of time if you did it, and they try to stretch it out. I was like, no. And then she also was talking about, you know, how we need more black doctors from down south, you know, people who play in the medicine and stuff. And she was saying how they just discovered, well, not they just discovered, they just had like talked to this black woman that had, I think, cured cancer with like lasers or something like that. So that was that. But besides that, she was talking about all that stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I've been editing since like 9 o'clock. I'm not gonna hold you. It's like 30. This video like 32 minutes. I've been editing since 27th for. I've been editing this since 10 o'clock. But yeah, y'all, that's that. Oh, you know, I was gonna use a different picture than this. I don't know if y'all ever watched Growing Up Hip Hop. Well, some of y'all might. But well, some of y'all got to. But I remember I was trying to find a picture for Briana to put on here. And you remember, and that's what I ran across, right? and she see this, she gonna laugh. Or she might laugh. I don't know if she find it funny. But y'all remember when Boogie and Briana was arguing in the middle of the street? And she had them slides on. And she was like, you act like a child. A child. No, she's like, you're acting like a child. A toddler. No, I don't think it was a toddler. She's like, you're acting like a child. A baby. I think she said a toddler. She's like, a child, a toddler, a baby. Bro, I've been sporadically watching Growing Up Hip Hop this week too. That's funny. Like on the illegal sites where you can watch shows for free. Yeah. Sadly, that was my show. It's not coming back though, but you know. I seen it, like, once they put Savannah and them on there and Stevie J and them daughter on there, I'm like, yeah, they definitely, yeah, I'm saying, reaching for some type of story. But I don't know, I feel like they had a real type of story. They would have just went to it. But anyway, that's that. Actually, it's funny because both of the Growing Up Hip Hops is canceled. Like, okay, Angela. But anyway, that was it, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. See y'all next time.